Wizarding weekend goes bye-bye. It's time for the Adversary events. Welcome back to people Zealman's Wizarding World, your Wizarding channel with a bourbon twist. Okay, so it's bye-bye Wizarding weekend. It was kind of like a poor man's version of Community Day, but the spawns were from so many different pages that it was actually quite frustrating to try and prestige anything. So I don't think it'll be missed, really. Although it's quite nice, it's over a few days for those people who can't do a Community Day. And now we have Adversary events, which is groovy. Now, the good thing about these are they're always going to be single-page events. Okay, we've got 2 pages. We've got Draco and Fenrir, but all the rewards you get from those valuables are all going to be exclusively for those pages. So return Draco, and all the valuables you're going to get rewarded during that adversary encounter are all going to be for that single page. So that's quite good. It's nice and focused. So the basics, this one starts on December the 18th from 7 PM at UTC, which is 11 AM Pacific time, and it finishes on the same time on Monday. So in my adversaries video, my prediction was correct. I got the times right. Rules for this one, better than the Wizarding weekend, I think. 8 Dar books, 50 spell energy, 2 edible art marks, 60 gold, and then of course Draco, Malfoy, and Fenrir Greyback. Mechanics for this one. Okay, we have boosted adversaries on the map of Draco and Fenrir Greyback. These are only feared adversary, they're not lethal ones yet. Now, the lethal ones will be restricted to just events, but I think because this is the first adversary event, they kind of want to get a feel for how these tasks go, whether they're too hard, too easy, or whatever. So they'd rather not, put their full foot forward and do an event exclusive foundable to find out there's a complete flop. So, kind of makes sense, right? It also means that they are listening to feedback. They do listen to feedback. They may not say yes, but they listen to feedback. Although they could do fixing some bugs. So we also have increased spawns of wit sharpening potion ingredients. So that's armadillo bile, ginger root, ground scarab beetles, and newt spleen. That's kind of handy because I've been flushing those ingredients for months and months and months, and I know I need them. So, you would also need to be level 15 or above to participate in this. This is because adversaries are quite difficult for low-level players, and to be honest, I think some level 30 players are even struggling with it. The event has a storyline, dialogue, thingy-bob, much like the Brilliant event, but it's at the start of the event and end of the event. It's also quite possible that players under level 15 will get like a reduced dialogue. We've seen stuff in the code, but we can't work out whether it's for those who can't participate in the event or it's just legacy code left over from test events. So they may get a reduced one that says, we're going to go and help out. You need to level up to kind of like do your thing. So if you are under level 15, I would suggest that you watch the dialogue video, which will be up very shortly. And if you're above level 15, you can also watch the dialogue video if you want spoilers, which is fine. Also, a lot of people seem to watch the dialogue videos at the end of the event as well. Master Notes will reduce brewing time by 50% for all Extemulo potions and wit sharpening potion. This is very handy because, yes, the adversaries are a bit of a challenge, and what I like about them, I've been dying for a challenge in this game ever since Horned Serpents was spanking my bottom back when I was level 5. In addition to everything else, we actually have guaranteed exploration fallible fragments. That's your main registry when doing wizarding challenges in Forest 4 and above. Yes, Forest 4 is a little bit tiresome, does take a while. So it's a toss-up. Do you want to run Ruins a few times at 50% in the same time it takes you to do one Forest 4 at 100%? So generally I run Ruins 3, 4, and every other one is going to be a foundable fragment, and it takes, I can do, 3 or 4, 5, maybe Ruins 3s by the time it takes to do one Forest 4. Of course, Forest 4 will take me 1 runestone, whereas Ruins will take me 4. We also have extra Wizarding XP, extra Challenge XP, spell energy rewards. Now, Extemulo Potions versus Wit Sharpening. So Wit Sharpening gives you 50% extra damage. So say you deal 100, you'll deal 150. But exterminate potions do more than that. You're getting up strong exterminate potions, you're up to 200% or more damage with strong exterminate potions, potent exterminate potions, definitely exterminate potions over witch sharpening. But of course, you can use witch sharpening with exterminate potions for the ultimate combination, which is quite groovy. So yes, try to save those for the final boss. So basically, keep an eye on your stamina level as you're doing the first two foes. The first one shouldn't really damage you too much. The second one will take a chunk, but remember that your stamina goes up again back to 100% after each round, essentially. And also remember, if you get knocked out, that's it. You're back on the map, and the fragment is gone, and you have to go and find another one. So what can you do now? You can brew healing potion if you need it. You may have tons of it, so you may not need to do that. Witch sharpening and strong potent exterminate potions. So yes, brew on the day is reduced by 50%, but it's still going to take you a little while. So it all depends on how popular these adversary fragments are. If they're very popular, then you're probably going to be doing them faster than you can brew the replacement potions, because you're going to need a few potions for some of the adversaries. So I would build up a stock beforehand, but also build up ingredients again for the actual day. Now I have stacks of exterminate ingredients because I've been really picking them up a lot, and I've also been brewing potent exterminates now. Normally I just do normal exterminates, but I've been doing a lot of potent ones lately, purely because of adversaries. So I might bang those out. They take longer to brew, but I can brew more during the day, as long as I've got the ingredients. And I've got plenty of unicorn here. Ensure you have 7 strong exterminates and 3 witch sharpening potions for the tasks. You will be awarded 2 strong exterminates and 1 witch sharpening from the task alone. But if you have them all in advance, it doesn't really matter which order you do the tasks. If you don't have them in advance, then you're depending on completing one set of tasks to get the other set of tasks done. As I've been saying all week, save any edible dark marks you get awarded for battling adversaries. Save them for this wizarding weekend. Nope, adversary weekend. Adversary event. We can have brilliant bundles. Normally we, just like Professor Vogus, who I've been watching, he's very good. We usually skip over the bundles because they'd be quite samey, but these are whole new bundles. So we have a starter kit of 1 edible dark mark, 2 healing potions, 1 basic exterminate. I mean, I'm sure a potent, wouldn't have broken the bank here, but never mind. And 30 spell energy. I wouldn't really recommend using basic exterminates on adversaries that have very little effect. So that's your free pack. We also have the Arresto bundle from Arresto Momentum.
Arresto Momentum!
That's 3 EDMs, 125 spell energy. That's it, really. That one's only worth it if you need the energy badly. And a Vanquisher trunk, which is 5 EDM, edible dark marks, 125 spell energy, 10 potent exterminate potions, 5 witch sharpening potions, 5 healing potions, and weirdly it's 20 gold, which is quite funny. So I guess if you're a Malfoy and you really need the energy, then this is an option for you. If you don't need the energy, then if you have the ingredients, it's cheaper to make them. Say witch sharpening and healing potions are all common ingredients. For a full breakdown of those prices and how it's all worked out, check out the Wizards Unite hub as well. The Fadables! Yes, this actually works for this one. Draco Malfoy. We return him to the Slytherin common room. Draco Malfoy was Harry Potter's rival throughout their years at Hogwarts, and would often bully Harry and his friends. As a member of the Malfoy family, Draco was eventually, though reluctantly, indoctrinated into the Death Eaters. Fenrir Greyback. Returning to Azkaban prison. Fenrir Greyback was a notorious werewolf who worked in the service of Voldemort during the Second Wizarding War. Remorseless and particularly prone to violence, Greyback was an effective instrument of terror for Voldemort to wield. Now, if you actually want to know just how dodgy Greyback was, I would recommend you read the books, because, well, he bit Remus Lupin. That's how Remus Lupin is a werewolf. Bit him as a child. And Fenrir Greyback would hang around at the full moon at a child's house and wait for the full moon to come. So when he was a werewolf, he would attack that particular house. So he's a bit of a dick. Luckily, he's fictional. So tasks. Defeat 25 foes in. We've got quite a few of these, and it's all one round. So tasks, we have quite a few tasks. It's 1 round, but we have 3 days to do it. So we have defeat 35 foes in Wizarding Challenges, find 3 wit sharpening gifts, use 1 edible dark mark, earn 1,500 challenge XP through Wizarding Challenges and or adversary chains. We'll get into this shortly. Use 7 strong stimulate potions in adversaries combat. Use 3 wit sharpening potions in adversaries combat. I suggest doing that at the same time. Deal 6,000 damage to adversaries. It's quite a good task, I like that one. And return 20 artifact fragments from Draco Malfoy's chain and or Fenrir Greyback's chain. Woo! So we have a number of new types of tasks to look at here. This is the first event of its type, so we have no comparisons to make. Normally in the Brilliant events and community days, we compare against the previous event to find out what tweaks and changes they have made. So subscribe, hit that notification bell, because the next one of these challenges that comes out, we'll be comparing it to this one, and we can work out retrospectively the lessons that WB and Niantic have learned from the previous one. So, step by step, defeat 35 foes in Wizarding Challenges. It feels a little odd, as it is an adversary event, but we can roll with it. The event is over 72 hours, so maybe towers would be fine for this, unless you want the guaranteed fragments at Fortress 4 and above. Find 3 wit sharpening gifts. You can find them at greenhouses and by winning Wizarding Challenges. I have heard it said that they are more likely to happen during the event. Luckily for me, I actually have a greenhouse about 5 doors down from me, so that's not a problem for me normally. Use 1 edible dark mark. This is the free one you get in your store pack, which is helpful. You also get rewarded edible dark mark as well, so that's quite nice. Now, people are saying, oh, why is it only 1 adversary every 10 minutes? Well, it's going to take you 5 or 6 minutes to actually get through an adversary encounter, so, you know, it's kind of okay. I mean, the main issue is the fact that you're spending a fair amount of gold on one of these if you buy them, which is why I don't think they should tweak the spawn rate. They should actually tweak the price. I know Reddit is complaining a lot about the price of EDMs, and I for sure are not going to buy one at its current price. Bring down 100 gold, then yes. Now, we need to earn 1,500 challenge XP through Wizarding Challenges and or adversary chains. Now, forget adversary chains. Wizarding Challenges are way better. For example, I did a Tower 3 this morning with the Runestones level 3, and I got 148 challenge XP. I did a Peter Pettigrew adversary, and I only got 22 challenge XP for the whole thing. And it took longer and more energy. So I would say that most of this XP is going to come up from your Wizarding Challenges. If you find that you're kind of completing the other Wizarding Challenge, the 35 foes faster than the Challenge XP, then up your chambers and up your Runestones as well. Hopefully you can finish both at the same time. Use 7 Strong Simulator Potions. Simple enough. Just try to use them on the final round of the adversaries. That's the tough one. Use 3 Wit Sharpening Potions. Again, we'll try and use those on top of Exterminatos and on the final adversary battle. Deal 6,000 damage to adversaries. This is quite a cool task. So to get an idea of what 6,000 damage to adversaries actually is, we can look at a Greyback fight that I did. So Greyback himself is about 1,700 stamina. And the whole thing, including the adversaries before him, or whatever they're called, is 2,700. So 3 runs at Greyback would complete this task. And finally, we have returned 20 artifact fragments from Draco Malfoy chain and or Fenrir Greyback chain. This is basically what it means, artifact fragments. It's basically the fragments for the registry pages for them. It seems like you get 4 per chain. So you get 1 from the first foe, 1 from the second foe, and then 2 from the final adversary. So to complete this, you're looking at 7 chains. So hopefully that's sufficient detail. I've gone into as much as possible. You get a feeling for how difficult these tasks are going to be. So a lot of it depends on how many adversaries we get. So we'll see how that goes. But I ain't going to use an EDM. Well, I'm not going to pay for an EDM. So I'll let you know how that goes. So the dialogue is in a separate video. We'll try to keep the spoilers out of this one. Now, tips and opinions. So I'm a little bit worried about how boosted these adversaries are going to be. Especially if you're still stuck at home. We're actually moving into Tier 3 restrictions as of Saturday. So kind of a third way through the event. It does mean I still go out and about though, and luckily I am in the sort of small town country type thing, so I can go out in open spaces. Now I view the EDM, Edible Dark Mark, as like a premium pay item. So in my opinion, these events should be completable without spending gold on an EDM. If you're given an EDM, then that will count towards whether you should be able to do it or not. But I think you should be able to do it without spending gold on the EDM. I know you earn gold, but it's going to take you 30 days to buy one EDM of the gold you're given, not including events. I don't really count that as a way of buying EDMs. So this alone may actually influence on whether I think this event is a winner or a loser. Also, the other thing that worries me is the potion/energy costs is going to be relatively high. I don't know how this is going to pan out across all the levels of players. So do let me know how it goes for you in the comments below and on Twitter as well. You can @ me there or reply to my post there. I'd be very interested to see how it goes across different levels. And then the final few tips is ensure that your potion queue is empty at the start of the event. So only potions added to that queue during the event will get reduced brew times from the master notes. So as a caveat at the end, with this event, there's a lot that we need to kind of see how it goes with. We can do a lot of theorising to begin with, but we don't really know how regularly these drops are going to happen. And we'll have to see how it runs and then give a review at the end. And I think WB/Niantic are also going to be watching very closely how this event goes. And if you see it as a dry run for a proper lethal event, those would be what the events are really going to be about, those special lethal adversaries. So I think we're just going to run a few of these just to see how it goes and balance out the tasks a bit more, and then crack on with those lethal adversaries that we cannot get except through events. So don't forget to follow me on Twitter @Zealman for the latest news as and when it happens. I am looking to bring back the Task Force times. I did stop it at the beginning of the lockdown, just because, as well as video editing for my channel, I also video editing for church as well. That's required a lot of time, and also I actually have real work to do for actual work. So yes, Task Force Times kind of fell along the wayside. I'm going to try and introduce it as a monthly newspaper. So if you want to catch up on what's on there, check out taskforcetimes.news. I'm also adding some extra features on there. So I think that's about it for me. Good luck, everybody, in this one. Also, if you're under level 15, do tell me if you get any dialogue up here for the event and what that is. Because I think it will be I'm going to put 10 galleons down on it being this generic text that you get. So it doesn't give you the full detail of the event. It just tells you that the adversary thing is happening, and then tells you that, oh, we've done it. It's like they've done it for you. And then you need to skill up your levels and stuff like that. So until next time, brush up on your spells. Get your ones ready. Definitely brush up on your spells, on your skills tree. Get your ones ready with Zinch Night.